Get on the front Dutch bus.
I don't know the Double Dutch Bus song.
Oh shit! I haven't heard that song in so long. Like Raven has some bops. And the girls, I mean, the girls actually know. I don't think it's one of those situations where the girls aren't giving her flowers. But Raven has.
Do you remember her on what was that daytime talk show?
The View?
No. This was like way back when people used to preview their CDs and stuff.
106 in Park.
106 in Park, and she was like,
Yeah, I'm not gonna buy it anyway.
Aren't I always in the studio working on music that nobody buys? So,
Exactly. Yeah, she did say that. Yeah. So I
was giving bitter boots.
no, well, I can't really. I don't know if she was bitter, but I think she was definitely clocking the tea.
She was.
Yeah, because I mean, it's not. It wasn't just 106 in Park that does it. It's a lot of like media channels and media platforms where they're like, "Oh my god, you have a new album out. Did you listen to my album?"
Because I think even Brandy said the same shit, if I'm not mistaken.
When did she say that?
It was one of Brandy's albums.
Wait,
She was on like press. She was talking about like
It was another one of the albums. She was just like, oh yeah, like she was. It was one specific album. She just kept pushing it, but like to no avail. Did it make any?
To be honest, that's how I feel about like anything. Like
Not Full Moon though.
not for more. They could never not buy that. But I just feel the same way about like a lot of like things that people push where it's like, I mean, I talked about it before where I'm just like, people initially push something that everyone is excited for, but when it's like released, you don't get the same type of like energy and like support and stuff. I'm not talking about like, and I'm talking more about like musicians, and like artists. We're like, it's so excited.
Music didn't really cater.
It catered.
was very poppy.
It tried to cater to too many demographics, in my opinion. If it just stayed in one, like it was R&B for the most part, R&B pop.
I feel like I only got like I only understood genres of music like in my like late 20s. I'm so ashamed to say, well, just like, oh, that's pop. But like I feel like some people like majority, like mainly gays are like expert in music just by being gay. But I didn't get that trait yet. Yeah, because like people would be like, oh, that's pop, oh, that's R&B, and I'm like, right, let me write that down. That's R&B, that's pop.
I hate to say it, but I almost feel like Raven fell into this category with a lot of pop girls where like they do a lot of different things very well, but not one thing really great. And like if she had just honed in on just one thing, she could have been the best at that thing. But she was so good at everything.
As an advocate for Black women, I feel like for me it wasn't that issue though. I feel like they weren't ready for someone like Raven. Because the thing is, there's nothing wrong with being a fucking like superstar. There's nothing wrong with being like Raven was a singer, magician, cook, like flag bearer.
Convinced she was a fashion designer.
Okay, she was a model. She was a principal. You know, like I felt like Raven was doing everything, and I mean, we could talk about.
But then people put her in a box because she gained a little weight.
Yes.
But I think we also have to take into consideration that Raven wasn't allowed to be her authentic self at that time.
Right. Exactly.
Mind you, when Raven, I think first after she did the Cosby Show, she was a rapper. She was a child rapper.
I didn't know. I didn't know she sang or rapped per se.
She was a rapper.
I know she's sorry. I know she sang, but I didn't know she rapped.
Yeah, she was a rapper.
What was her rap name? Raven. I see. So we're skipping this. We're skipping that segment. Yeah, I just didn't know.
Child rapper is crazy. She would have to have been known for something. What was her rap moment?
I didn't know she was rapping.
I remember the music video being like black and white. Yeah, it was like a black and white music video, and I think she was in like some type of Jeep, and it kind of gave like baby Queen Latifah, I guess because of the era of the time.
Okay, yeah.
She was a rapper in a fucking Jeep. She was a rapper.
Raven-Symoné is one of the greats.
But it's funny to me that like I wanted to talk about the fact that like, have y'all seen like Raven Come Home or Raven's Home or Raven's Back?
I've seen like 2 or 3
It
episodes.
doesn't hit the same.
So I agree that it doesn't hit the same, but it does hit. Yeah, like it doesn't hit the same. Like if you're looking for that same like nostalgia play, that's that nostalgia feel. You won't get it, but you will get it.
Okay.
I know the humor is the same.
The physical comedies.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah. Like her dances are the same. You definitely like you want to steal a few. I mean, we did one of those generic Raven dances the other day actually.
One of these.
No, we were doing oh, don't make me do it on camera. Oh my gosh, we were doing that.
Oh.
Yeah. That's not yeah, we were doing that. That is a staple.
Yeah.
Like
She really started that.
even like she did start it and it's hers. I don't know the like the legal purpose behind it or the legal avenue that you have to take for that, but she should copyright chat
I want to say, dare I
copyright dancers.
the fact that she had a catchphrase which was like, "Oh
You're
snap,"
nasty.
or
Oh,
"You
snap.
nasty,"
You're nasty.
"You nasty." I feel like that inspired like Hannah Montana to have her catchphrase.
What was her catchphrase?
I
I think
don't-
Flab it or
Some one of those
something like
things.
Yes, of course.
But like
it was
Raven,
Yeah.
It was not dang nabbit, girl.
But
that was one
that was one of them.
Sweet Niblets.
It was sweet and it was sweet niblet.
It was
Some
also
shit like
Dang
that.
Nabbit or something like that.
Maybe. But what I'm saying is Raven was the blueprint.
I think dang nabbit was like Tom and Jerry.
Having catchphrases.
Girl, what?
Girl, what to you? She's like, girl, we can cut this right now.
Definitely Haney
Let's take this
Montani.
outside. She's like, let's. I was like, excuse you.
Hot.
It is very hot.
First of all, I want to say like my heaters are off.
So it's
Tale as old as time.
I know, but y'all are just hot. Like, I'm sorry that
We are.
I just want to say this publicly. Like, people compliment y'all to me, and I'm just like, I know. Like, y'all think I like find these friends by accident. Like, I look for hot people.
They're handpicked.
You're handpicked. I look for hot people, and I'm like, you. A mistake, but then I'm like, I can work with this. Yeah, I can make this work. No, but for real, I'm always like, you're really hot. I don't want to do you per se, but we can be sisters. You know, like come over. You're like, I'm like, come over here.
We are sisters.
Got him. We fucking got him.
We do stand together, unless you make a really, really bad choice. Unless you make a bad choice.
We made up one big family, now we don't. Oh, is that copyright?
I think if we just keep it to 5 seconds.
Don't
You know, I think if we keep it to like 5 seconds, it's not copyright. Is that correct? Fact check.
No, I feel like as
Yeah,
long as the
okay.
instrumentals are not included,
Because
because you can sing anything.
Or I could edit you all to make your sound worse, so it's
Oh.
unrecognizable.
Oh, no, auto tune us.
First of all,
Make it like T-Pain, like
Yeah.
First of all, you can tell when an op is in your midst when someone says we can make your sound worse.
I can make you sound even worse.
Y'all, our editor in chief
It's coming at our necks.
coming out our necks. He's like, I can make your sound worse. Are you
Shut the fuck up.
right? Are you a sister or a straight person? Are you coming for me, girl?
Standing together.
Right, girl.
Right.
So first of all, I wanted to like it's been I'm saying it's been a while since I've seen y'all, but it's been 2 weeks since I've seen you, and I missed you guys so much. I want to give a disclaimer that like for me, I'm not this like emotional about like seeing friends. However, when I have close friends and like I don't see them for a while, I get very like, where my girls at? You know, like I'm like, where you guys at? Like where you been? I'm like, not you having your own lives and stuff and doing your own thing. I don't like that. Like, I'm gonna have to put like one of those like tracker things on y'all so I can like see what you're doing.
You already have our location.
That's not enough.
Like
You need an ankle monitor.
I need to see how many steps you've done for the day.
You literally can.
No, for real. But that's another thing too. I love that you guys we all shared our location. Well, you guys shared your location with me. I don't think you guys have your location with each other, but we're in a group, so I think you see that. But I love it. But it's funny because I never check it.
I don't think I even have my location shared with my boyfriend.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's just not something I ever think about.
Well, I love that. Well, to be honest, that's where your priorities are. You know, like I am your sister. I'm, you know, like he's just your boyfriend. You know, he's just your boyfriend. Like, oh my gosh, like does he need to
There's no
know?
importance there.
Like, does he need to know where you are? You know.
It's 11 a.m. Do you know where your boyfriend
You know
is?
where your boyfriend is?
Home.
Right next to you. Yeah, but how have you been? I mean, it's only in 2 weeks, so
You know,
it's spring,
Spring has sprung.
and so has the bottoms.
um, I
I'm aware that allergy season is coming, and I'm not excited.
I know. I don't think you've ever have you ever experienced like allergies? Because I feel like I've never seen. Wow, except for just now, like the way that you were digging for gold in your eye, girl.
It's so bad in the summer.
Yeah, I mean, I could. I don't remember because like I feel like he definitely wears contacts in the summer.
Sometimes, but most of the time, like if I don't have my contacts in, like you said, I could be digging for gold to the point my leg would be shaking. Like
Interesting.
That's how
Leg
bad.
would be shaking?
That's how, because it feels so good.
Go on.
It just feels really good, and then I'm just stuck with a fucking red eye.
No, it's true. Like y'all know what like itches feel like. Like when you get it to that spot, especially like your ear, your back. These are sweet spots, and y'all know your back, your ear, your eye, and your leg. Like either like your thigh, like right under here, or like that like that part between calf and thigh. There's just like I don't know, like it just you just want to be. You just I get it. You get the shakes.
Yeah.
And the shakes are only acceptable. um, skip.
I just could see where you were going with that.
I was like, y'all know when the shakes are acceptable, okay?
Oh, I'm so slow.
Acceptable when you meet COCO MONTRESE.
Yes. When you take a little bit of coconut trees, yeah.
About that,
I cannot take that seriously.
It's gonna. Unless we hopefully we don't get sued for that, but like I'm gonna have to use that for like when I'm like when I'm like trying to be discreet about like
Okay,
drug
she doesn't
use.
have her name trademarked.
Yeah.
So
Some people do have their names trademarked, so you don't know.
Really?
Yeah. Like I think Northwest is trademarked or something. I think Kim was talking about doing that.
I don't think any Drag Race girls, maybe outside of Mattel, Trixie Mattel, have
Real. If I was Ben de la Creme
or RuPaul.
If I was Ben de la Creme or Bianca Del Rio, I would trademark my name though. Like Bianca Del Rio is such a cunty name. Ben de la Creme is cunt. I mean,
Even Bob the Drag Queen.
yeah, I would like copyright or patent. I don't know that I'm not a lawyer or I'm not in any legal space to like really know the actual. I don't know. So I'm thinking 3 things: patent, copyright, and trademark. And I'm like,
Patent is a product. Copyright is something written, and trademark is
Like a logo?
like artwork.
Oh my gosh.
this is business with gays. Right. I think you're probably correct. I'm gonna do my own.
Don't quote us. We
Yeah,
may be wrong.
We're just here to like kiki
Like Jessica Alba has a patent on her like mommy thing, some milk making machine thing. It's like an invention.
Sorry,
I think that's what a patent is, when you invent something and you want it.
Yeah.
You don't want someone to.
I was like,
Oh.
what? I was like, what is she milking?
Some tetas.
It's a milk thingy apparatus. Tetas.
I need a second. Ew.
Tetas.
Yeah, it just no. Absolutely not.
For our editor.
Yeah, of course. Oh, but yeah, I was saying how have you been? Are you enjoying the last couple of weeks, or at least like your?
It was fine until this morning.
Oh my god, my life.
You know.
Right.
But other than that,
right, we did. Yeah. Honestly, I love when you guys like get into like. I love getting into tea that we can't share here because it just makes me feel. Yeah, it makes me feel very much like when you get invited to like a party and then you also get invited to the after party and you're like, oh my god, they want me to like stay, like they want all these basic bitches to leave and they want me to stay for the after. I feel like
Not that our viewers are basic bitches.
no. However, but this is about me.
But if you ain't watching Untucked, you're only getting half the story.
I love when you or Terry are like, this is what the behind the scenes issue is. That still got me though.
Right. Because who the fuck is you?
Who do you think you are?
Is this about what we were talking about earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Honestly, the audacity.
Operating on like such an immature level with
Yeah.
friends that like you genuinely care about and you want to keep maintaining a friendship with, but when you start to see those immature sides of them, it makes you look at them differently.
Then you're also like, wow, what do I do with you now? That's always like my initial like thing when I realize that you're out, like you're really like out of my, just like out
With or what you're used to.
and you're just kind of like, fuck, what do I do with this now? Because you've turned me off a little bit, and I'm not sure how to navigate it going forward. But like, I still feel like we're sisters, but now I'm just like, this wasn't sisterly of you.
It's giving Rihanna. What? Yeah. Now.
Do you feel like this is a one-off, or this is gonna happen again?
We'll see. We'll be right back after these.
After this message.
Yeah, after these messages.
The idea of spring, I'm excited for it because it's warmer weather and we get to do more activities like outdoors.
I'm so excited.
Staying inside.
Calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
But I'm just not excited for like the allergy season.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I wish you could like. This sounds illogical, but I wish you can like physically see the pollen, so that you can be like, oh no. You can be like, oh, not too much on me. Oh, yeah, but you can't. So like, I see you. I'm gonna walk this way. Yeah.
But sometimes you are able to, especially if I'm going to like Central Park, I'm able to see like the active pollen.
But like, who's going to Central Park? You know?
I mean, even if it's Central Park, Prospect Park,
Summertime.
you know,
that's funny.
Brooklyn Bridge Park.
He's saying summertime, but we have never really done a Central Park key, like in any capacity. Like in the last, you and I have been. We have been friends for 3 years, and we've never really gone to Central Park.
Yes, we have.
Skip. We have. We have never gone to Central Park.
Yes, we have.
Mike. We did a whole bike ride in Central Park.
We did a whole bike ride, and it was after the picnic.
Yes.
Is that what happens when you get caught?
And someone picked you
When
up.
you get caught up? Ooh, ooh.
Oh, I'm drooling.
Wait,
Gagged.
the Gagatron.
Get rid of it all. So maybe I forgot, but I did it. Okay. No, I do remember. You know what it was? I think that time we went to Central Park. Sometimes I know a lot of New Yorkers will probably be like, "Girl, how could you get that mixed up?" But sometimes I get Prospect Park and Central Park mixed up when we're biking.
Okay.
Like when we're like in the middle of the park itself, I do find myself forgetting where are we exactly, until we come out or we're nearing like obvious points where I'm like, oh, okay, we're in Central Park or we're in Prospect Park. But I still get used.
We haven't gone to Prospect Park together
yet.
But we have, correct?
Yes. And you taught me how to ride a bike.
Right. Because I was like, wasn't that Central Park?
Really?
That was Prospect.
That's so cute.
No, I loved it actually. Teaching him how to ride a bike was so
I
fun.
love teaching somebody how to ride.
Me too, but like the thing is, like, I mean, I've said this to your face. I love Selama, and I love Selama's like he's so like chill about everything. So also like for me to like teach him something and him being like kind of like you were excited about it, like he was visibly excited about it.
Never ridden a bike before.
With training wheels, but not without.
Don't do him like that. Not my girl.
No, I'm saying like because even when we were at Central Park,
He was riding.
yeah,
Because Chioke taught me.
I told him.
that's wild.
And let me tell you something. My bitch know how to ride. Okay.
But yeah, you were like really good that day, and so I would have never thought like, oh, like you just learned how to ride a bike,
I've been teaching that nigga. That's why that nigga been taught. Like
and an electric bike at that.
right. Okay. You know what's funny about it? At first,
That was scary though.
yeah, he didn't want to do the electric bikes for a while. I mean, it made sense because we were using the manual ones. Yeah, but I was telling him, I'm like, once you have the foundation of riding the bike already down, the electric bike just makes you move faster. So just keep the same routine. You're just realizing that you're being pushed and propelled forward faster. So like, pray. Yeah. Or pray. Like it really was going fast.
Some inclines with a regular bike.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So my story. Yeah. So we did go to Central Park. I just feel like we barely did that.
No, it was just the one time.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
And that's a while ago now. That was like,
That was last year.
yeah, that was like July.
Yeah,
June.
July, August.
Yeah.
it was the same day we went to that like queer
Like
game day thing. I love seeing queer men who are like sportsy because I'm not. I'm just like, oh my god, that's how you. They were playing
Doing like cartwheels and front backflips and
playing foot of ball.
and that
They were and was
active shit.
no, they were playing football and the other one with the kicking.
The kicking king.
Football?
Soccer?
Right, her.
Just frisbee and get on somebody else's back and shit.
You
Not even shade, but I just remember that.
That was an activity. It
that was an activity.
was weightlifting.
You know what? Skip. But yeah, you know, there was sports being played, people being lifted up without consent. You know, a lot was happening.
I know we were trying to play beer pong, but that was
How did you even attempt that?
But it was red cups, and we was trying to find like a ping pong ball, and it was like a whole setup for the cups. It wasn't a table. It was like a stacked contraption where you put the cups.
Oh,
Right. Yes, and we tried our we tried our best. We were like so. Although it was a really fun queer like activity, we did feel. I mean, I felt like the mask gays were over there, and the house cook and the domestic gays, the way, you know, the ones who cook and clean. Yes, I do the cooking. Yes, I do the clean thing. They were over there. So we were there trying to figure out how to play games that we could.
the what games?
It gave like shirts versus.
What was the other side that you said?
Domestic gays.
The domestic game.
One who stay home and cook for our man. You know, like my man. Right, or at war. Yeah, because a lot was happening. Terry's talking about how like they were like playing frisbee or whatever, but I felt like they were playing frisbee, football, soccer ball. Sorry, soccer. As you can tell, I'm that type of gay. I'm not sports. I don't.
Football.
Right.
It is football too, though.
Soccer ball. Yeah.
I don't remember all that, but I definitely gave like people who had like skins versus people who had like shirts on.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but like as much as I try, when I'm trying, I have and I will continue to decentralize men. I was really finding myself struggling with that decentralizing aspect of what I'm trying to portray or what I'm trying to do. That
Those
day.
shirtless bodies were really nice.
Yeah, I was like, huh, niggas are fine, and I will never forget. But I have to go because I am decentralizing men. Decentralizing men. Yeah.
It was a few sweaty ones, and I was like, "Ooh."
Yeah. So if nothing else, Terry will see a man who is a little taller than him with some meat on his bones.
I love a burly man.
Yeah.
I'm homosexual.
Half naked. I was like, how frequent are we doing this outing? Like every 2 weeks? Because I will come.
Same.
You know what's crazy is that body type doesn't always do it for me unless it's very nonchalant.
Fair.
When it's trying too hard, it's so unattractive to me.
Yeah.
But like, we can all see you're muscular, we can all see you're tall, but when you make it your personality, I'm immediately checked out. But when you're nonchalant about it, and you don't, it's almost like you don't even realize how tall you are.
Yeah.
That's kind of hot.
Because like, I think, and y'all can clock me for this if it's true. Well, not clock me, you know, but like, I feel like I know y'all's type, but I don't think y'all know my type. Is that correct?
No.
Yeah.
It depends a little bit,
But
though.
like, to me, you've never really had a specific type.
Thank you. And that.
I mean, and you've said that.
No, but I just want to tell my fucking best friends, all of them, because I've been clocked, gagged, and surprised by their answer for my type. Some of them are right, like, but I feel like I don't have any set type. Like, I feel like I don't. I feel like I just like what I like. I also feel like, as someone who identifies as non-binary, I feel like that allows me to also not have a specific type of what I'm like looking for outwardly. When it comes to like the physicality of it all, like not like not like intellectually and like emotionally, but like I don't have a type. If I could like cut it up and be like, okay, this is my type, I think I would have like different types. Like I love my nerds. Like I love my nerds. I love my shut-ins. I love my like yeah, I think I said this to y'all, but I love a person who is like in the corner,
Basement.
in the basement, like in the fucking attic, you know, where we're just like, what are you doing? Yeah, cave dweller, beaver hunter. You know, I love the whole idea of like, what are you doing here by yourself? Like,
Oh, what? You should turn on some lights in here. What are you doing in here?
Yourself in the corner up in the attic. Let me play too. Like, what, you got games on your phone? That's me. I don't have a type, but I would say like that's my. Yeah, I love my silent killers. Like,
Oh,
I can see that. Yeah.
like you're quite like
the ones that kill you in your sleep.
Yes. Yes. Well, yes. I mean, y'all know I talk a lot, but like I also like someone who is talking just as much as me, and also a stark difference, like a stark opposite, where it's like they don't talk at all. But I'm saying that when I say yes, that's my thing. But I also like if you're quiet outside, you do talk when we're like indoors.
Yeah. Yeah. How are you doing?
I've been good. I went to a housewarming on Friday, and that was really nice. But like after having already set up the curtain rods in Hell's Kitchen, so it was like right by my job.
A housewarming in Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah,
They got money. I was like, they got fucking money.
Well, they're a drag queen and DJ combo married.
Right.
Chicky.
Right.
I love that combo though. Yeah. Like it's such a lucrative combo.
And they mostly did it because, and they actually sacrificed
lives.
And yes, to the devil, to the devil. No, but they had like a terrace, and it was a really nice apartment in the Bronx. But they wanted to be closer to work, so
I think you told me this. Okay, I didn't know it was Chicky. Hi, Chicky. Yeah, I didn't think you. Honestly, whenever I hear someone living
about Chicky Gorgiana,
yeah, shout out to her. I feel like whenever you talk about like where people live, I don't know if y'all do this, but I immediately think about like the money that they have to make.
Yeah.
I don't even want to know how much they need to make to afford that. But they have like, you know, businesses and stuff like that on the side.
I love an entrepreneurial
outside of their like day jobs
Sorry,
and businesses.
Queer person.
But I went to that, and it was just like a bunch of gay people in a house. But so it was like
Tuesday.
Right, it was just a regular Tuesday. No, but after like having set up their curtain rods, their mirrors, and their lights, I was like kind of tired. Like
Fair.
I was honestly did not feel like socializing. And I brought Julio because Julio was invited. And for once, Julio was a social butterfly, like running around talking to everybody, and I was like exhausted about talking to everybody.
For once, I feel like when we first met him.
No, he is. I just joked that like
okay.
He's the shy one, and I'm more like
I could see that. Yeah. I could see in comparison.
I think it switches. Yeah, it switches depending on that.
You have your days, or like I think you have your moments. I think you're mainly more, you know, like more sociable. But being around him by myself, I wouldn't use the term like shy or quiet. Yeah, because like she's a talker.
Yeah, that's one thing.
I hate that word because people use that word all the time as a drag. People use talkative and conversational and whatever, and as drags, especially in the community, is like, okay, I talk. So what? It's like whatever. But he's not a talker. He's conversational. I feel like he definitely like.
He's easy to talk to.
He engages in conversation. Yeah.
You feel like, wow, you actually give a shit. Yeah. And that's what we need. Gays who give a shit.
Yeah.
One thing I will say is being there, especially around people who were definitely doing drugs and a lot of things.
Oh.
It was like
drugs?
Yeah, it was drogas. It was definitely very interesting trying to like navigate being dissociative, but also like at one point being high. Like thank God somebody had a weed pen, because I was like Girl, I need something to take the edge off, and this White Claw is not cutting it.
I love when someone's in a social whatever with us or with me in general, and they have a weed pen because I'm like, fuck, someone thinks.
Thank God for you.
Thank God, someone's here for in case of emergency. Someone understand.
Like break the glass, take the axe.
I'm like, you are my best friend for tonight.
I'm gonna stay by you the whole night because I need that.
And he goes like, yeah, and you're like, keep your pen on you.
Right.
I'm gonna need it. Can I get a pen?
The second time and third time you ask for it is the worst because you're like.
I feel like by the third time you're like she already by the third time she's like, I know. Yeah, I'm like, this is my pen.
You get it.
Yeah.
You get it.
But like that is funny that you mention that because I feel like that is how it is for me as well. Like taking any type of drug, I feel like I have to be in the. I mean, everyone should be in the right mind. I feel like sometimes with weed in particular, I don't think I think about my mental fortitude as much as when I'm doing like if I do other type of recreational drugs. Right. Like I think if I do shrooms, I'm never thinking I need to be happy right now. But I mean, then again,
you gotta set yourself up to be in that kind of mood sometimes.
I don't know. For me, I want to hear like y'all's like first like impression or like first experiences when you did like your first recreational drug.
There was one time I was high in New Jersey, in this guy's house, and
sorry. I was.
What's so funny about New Jersey?
That's what I was like. What's so funny? Sorry, y'all know how I feel about.
Sorry, New Jersey.
Sorry to this man. Sorry, I'm just like, what are you doing in New Jersey?
What am I not doing in New Jersey? But anyway, so I was so high, and this man had nothing in his fridge, like nothing anywhere, and I was like, let me just whip myself up something with whatever he has in his fridge. He had some like romaine lettuce, some like carrots, some onions, like a salad dressing, and like some leftover meat from the night before, and I made
one romaine lettuce leaf.
one singular leaf. No, I made the best salad I've ever made in my life. Oh, wow. He even was like, wow, this is really, I didn't even know I could make this. And I was like, girl, I'm high. Like it just comes out like all of a sudden I'm a chef.
It's witchery. Like it's bruja.
It really is.
Yeah, because
I literally have a store across the street. I can just be like, I want a bag of chips.
So I be gagged whenever like I mean, I try not to like. I do try. I don't know if y'all do it, but I try when I'm smoking to like make sure that I have food prepared, or I'm ordering something that is gonna be like on the healthy side.
Especially if you know you're a muncher.
Yeah,
right.
And I know I'm gonna munch. Some people make sure they have the ice cream. Some people make sure they have the ham and cheese in the fridge. What's your go-to?
I go to like high food. Honestly. Okay, so it's two things. If I'm high and I know I have to eat healthy because I'm currently in the gym trying to get my weight up, I will buy fruits beforehand. I know, trying to be skinny, sure.
A good pack of pineapple?
Yeah, I know, but like
or oranges?
I would like a bag of like Granny Smith apples. I would buy like the green seedless grapes. I'll get some strawberries.
Frozen?
No, but
they're so good.
That sounds good though. Actually, I'm gonna try that. I also get cereal, cereal and some milk while you're high because it's really what the thing is like. Not trying to be scientific here because but it's not just the munchies. I mean, it is the munchies, but what's the munchy part of it is the fact that like you just want to chew on something, and it's like it's really is like an oral fixation. Yeah, it's really the oral fixation of it all. That so once I feel like I'm chewing something, I feel like I'm not like hungry. So I could chew gum. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to chew gum. I'm going to eat, but I could chew gum, and I'm sure that would give the same effect. But like, what was your?
I don't remember my first time like smoking weed per se, but I vividly remember my first time like taking shrooms.
Same.
But it wasn't an edible way. Anyone who knows me knows I hate chocolate. I absolutely hate chocolate.
these things because I don't need people to know how eccentric you are. I don't need people to know.
It's so wild.
Yeah, I don't need people to know.
I love winter.
Yeah, I don't need. Yeah, I love winter. I hate chocolate. Like, cut her mic.
I went to my friend's house. Shout out to Bree. I had brung over some like chocolate shrooms, and we were just like, you know what? Let's just do it. So we went over to her house. I went over to her house. We ate. Yeah, and we planned to watch Soul, the animated movie Soul from Disney.
What the tall nigga?
The musician, that's music teacher, voiced by Jamie Foxx.
Yes. Okay. That made me cry.
So we watched that movie. We bawled.
Yeah, that made me.
I think those shrooms just like heightened our emotions.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, like, I can't believe, like, this is not my life. Like, I was just so emotional. And then immediately after, I was like, ooh, the chocolate just did not digest well in my stomach.
That is a vibe.
And my son was like, do-do-do-do-do-do. And I was like, ooh, I gotta go.
I am gagged. Was that the storm or you, honey?
Literally, as the thunderstorm was like, as the thunder happened,
That
my
was
stomach,
the Katrina.
my stomach was just doing a fucking hokey pokey. And I was
Okay, but that is true though. That is true. As much as I'm sure, I don't know if y'all know this, but like, whenever I take Molly, like,
Imodium.
yeah, emoting.
I'm sorry.
I'm still on doo-doo-doo. Okay.
I'm sorry. She said, you know what, Normani? I'm the one who came up with this. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Baby, what you want to do?
Baby, what you want to do? I agree because I feel like Molly, ecstasy, shrooms, maybe LSD. I feel like whenever you take it, like probably like 30 minutes after or an hour after, you feel to run to the ladies' room, like to do a little whoop de whoop.
It makes
A little doo-doo-doo-doo.
Yeah. I don't feel like I feel like many people talk about that of like when you do shrooms, you feel that way.
well, yeah, because shrooms don't really die. It's a fungus, so it doesn't really
digest.
I heard when you take cocaine, same thing.
I have
I'm not sure.
I have only done COCO MONTRESE once. I have done COCO MONTRESE once, and I didn't feel that way. I did feel like I would never. I did. Yeah, I felt like I was never gonna do it again.
I agree with you. It's not that necessarily, but I think drugs in general can kind of like hijack and like boost your system, so they kind of make everything work faster.
That's fair. I think it's the same thing even when wine runs through me very quickly. Like I have to pee like the minute wine and vodka runs through me. Yeah. If I drink vodka, I have to pee in like 20 minutes. If I drink wine, I have to pee in like an hour or so, and like it just continues until I stop drinking. But for some reason, like with recreational drugs, I feel like I have not experienced that. The only time I experience that I need to run to the loo is when I take when I do Molly.
Okay.
Or like
that I haven't tried yet.
Yeah.
I did. No, I haven't done Molly.
Yeah.
Wait, how would we categorize these drugs? Like,
In terms of potency,
are we on party drugs now?
Yeah,
whereas weed and shrooms are kind of like cute, casual, girly drugs.
I mean, I feel like for me, weed is definitely a social drug, but also a personal thing. Like I definitely can smoke. Yeah, I could smoke a joint by myself, and will continue to. But I feel like like Molly, I can't really use the letters because like I know like some people wouldn't. Sorry, no girl, you can touch me like love me.
So pick me.
Choose
Choose me.
Yeah. Speaking of M,
Yeah.
Molly, Coco MONTRESE,
LSD.
LSD, acid. These are
Well,
party. I think I would call these party drugs.
I think those are. Isn't LSD?
They're like meant to be done in a group.
LSD and acid is not the same thing.
I think it is.
Are they the same?
Yeah.
I think it is.
Okay. Yes. Sorry.
Yeah. So
I just don't call it.
Yeah. So I guess. So I'm using the technical term. Well, acid, Molly. I think Molly and ecstasy are sisters, but they're not in the same room. If I'm correct.
Ecstasy and Molly are both pills.
Right, but they're not.
I think.
But they're
the same thing.
But
they're not
from the same source, no?
That I'm not sure.
And they were related.
They were
roommates.
They were sisters.
They were roommates.
They were roommates.
Yeah. In my mouth.
Yes.
Real.
Well. So for me, like, okay, so if we're giving it like a hierarchy in terms of like a really good experience, like, so it's like,
because they have a reputation, for being honest.
yeah, but that's the thing. I feel like
I think it goes person by person though.
But also, like, let's talk about, before we get into the hierarchy, I want to talk about the fact that like there is a stigma when it comes to recreational drugs, because a lot of, I would like to say, like, it's nobody really in my group or in my circles where like the stigmatism goes to judging now, you know.
Yeah.
But I think there is a lot of judging and stigmatism in the community because people fail to like do some research. I mean, there are some unfortunate situations that happened from taking some of these recreational drugs, only because I feel like, not I feel like, I've done my reading. It's one, it could just be a bad batch. It also can be you're not like getting it from the same dealer.
It could be so many different things.
So many factors.
I feel like that stigmatism is always heightened by these scenarios, and it just perpetuates more.
But you always hear the bad stories over the good ones.
I mean, I don't think anyone's going to work like, damn girl, guess what I did this weekend? That LSD hit me good. Like, you know, no one's saying good things about drugs, like, to that degree. At least I don't think so.
I mean, I know, like, when I tell people my experience taking acid, they always like, oh my god, was it bad? My experience, I had a really good experience.
I've never had a bad trip.
You had a good experience?
Yeah, when I did acid, it was a good setting. We went camping.
It's a good place to
and
that's always a good place to do drugs.
Yeah.
And I just remember like taking it, and I think it took maybe 20 minutes for it to kick in. And I just remember like sitting by the bonfire, like, this is so beautiful. Like, just staring at the fire. And then like,
You jump in.
no. I was able to see like everyone's auras, and I was just like this, like everyone had a different glowing color behind them. And I was just like, oh my god, this is really dope.
I literally implore everyone, like, I haven't had this, I've only recently been having this conversation with like my friends outside of you guys, of like the conversation around drugs, and I feel like it's been a lot more chill than I thought it was going to be. I thought, like, I've been under this impression that people would be very like, oh no, this is not, but I think more and more people are kind of understanding, especially in the Black queer community. Everything doesn't need to be chastised and like made fun of, or like, if you don't get it, you don't get it, and that's fine. Like, leave this to someone else. But do you feel like, I mean, I'm not in like any Latinx communities, so like, do you feel like that's a thing in the Latinx community, that like, are drugs less stigmatized in the Latinx community?
It's somewhere in the middle, for sure, because there's a large section of the Latin community that is kind of like just incorporated a lot of the party culture from white culture. There's also a large part of Latin community that adopted Black party culture. So like, you have your potheads, you have your cokeheads.
Right.
You have both sides of the spectrum.
We love that.
But I don't think there's anybody in the Latin community saying like ill coke or ill weed.
Yeah,
It's kind of like,
definitely feel like that's in the
do your own thing.
Oh yeah.
Whereas like in other communities, I've seen people like look down at everything else.
Yeah. I think for me, like, living in Toronto for like just 2 years, I feel like Toronto is a place that is for the most part drug positive in certain communities, well, certain queer communities. So even, I mean, there's still people who like judge other people for doing certain drugs, where for me, my philosophy is like, if you don't do it, girl, then okay. Like, you judging somebody else for it, or like making it known that you judge, that you don't approve, whatever, then where do we go from here? I'm still gonna do this drug because like I enjoy it, and I don't understand like
I think that's also a really powerful and important message about stigma is that we have so many people who are currently affected by drugs and drug use today, where it's like definitely an integral part of their life and why, and a big impact on their life currently, and a good reason why a lot of people are, it goes hand in hand with mental health for sure sometimes. And I work in healthcare, specifically in social work. And so I see a lot of people who are affected negatively by drugs. And I think one thing that the company I work for does for the patients and the clients that we work with is we try to destigmatize that drug use. And we my company now has vending machines that offers clean needles for drug users.
Okay.
And I feel like
Because it doesn't help. Yeah, it really doesn't help to continue the stigma. Like it's better to just kind of it kind of like contraceptives. Like no, people aren't going to stop having sex,
Yeah.
Do it anyway.
but better to have them do it safely
Yeah.
and not use needles off the street or use needles in any capacity.
yeah,
Give them clean materials, so at least like while they're doing
they're
it,
safe in
they're
this way.
safe
Yeah, they're safe in this way.
in this way.
Yeah. That's a very good, interesting point because I feel like we talked about it before, like when you like were telling me about your job, and I feel like I found myself struggling with that type of like logic at first because I was like I don't see. It sounds like we're like
Promoting it.
it sounds well not well promoting and like I mean enabling. I was gonna say enabling as like a better word, but I felt like is your job. I mean, your job is not really supposed to like they're not preventatives, like there's not, but it's like I think it's just safe practices, being in a safe space to,
Yeah.
At the end of the day, my company promotes community work, community help, giving back to the community, and that comes before everything else. So at the end of the day, that's just more important. For the company that I work for, it's more important for us to
And I love that actually. Like,
provide resources than like put people down. Like forget the drugs. Like what let's tackle the sources or the root behind it. Like let's get you to see somebody if you need to see somebody. Let's get you the medicine that you need if you need medicine.
And I think that's like despite it
Let's
being a
tackle the
job,
underlying issues.
I think that's the issue. That's the issue with like how some people like tackle drugs or like the conversation around drugs, even if it's just comical, where I feel like you don't know what the experience is like. You're not reading.
You don't know why.
You don't know why.
You don't know how much.
You also don't know what circumstances are. For example, like myself, when I had first done acid, I was with my best friend. I was living in Toronto at the time, and he invited me to like this cabin trip with like some of his friends that I've made so far. Well, his friends as well, but they became my friend as well. And I was so nervous, but also excited to like come out of my head about what I thought drugs are, or what recreational drugs were, and what they are, and how they affect me, and all these other things. But like he implored me to like do my research, and I think I first of all I appreciated him saying that because it made me feel that like okay, my best friend is not someone who will like he's not someone that will ever make you do something or let you try something without wanting to give you the experience to do your own independent research before you come and tackle this thing. Even if it's not recreational drug related, he will still tell you like go read on it, and have some information before you try this. And I did that. And the day that we were trying it, it was like I felt like it was like elimination day. Like I was all like okay, it's me and this person. I'm gonna step. And like he gave me the tab, and at first I was like, wow, you drug girlies have to do the whole thing just to get high. Damn. Like the thing under your tongue and whatever. I think like 30 minutes in, I was like, I don't know what the fuck I was talking about, but this is tea.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. Like it wasn't it wasn't the fact that it wasn't bad, but the experience was so transcendental to me. Like I'm trying not to be all hippie, like come on, man. Like,
It changed my life.
it changed but I think it kind of did.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of did. Like I don't like not again. I'm trying not to get all existential, but I think it changed my life because I remember once the high was coming, I was like lying on the ground and like you said, I was starting to see people's auras, and the sky was doing her thing. Like the sky was like, she stepped her pussy up. The sky was like, it wasn't cloudy, but it was like, yeah, it was heavenly. I felt like I was like seeing colors and feeling the colors.
Well, yeah, you do see color.
No, I'm like using. Girl, shut the fuck up. Girl,
She was seeing sounds.
she was seeing sounds.
Okay.
But
She was hearing colors.
okay. Honestly, I was just when I say I was seeing colors, that experience for me was different.
Okay.
Like seeing the colors was a different experience. I should have elaborated. But like seeing the colors was a different experience. I also felt like I was feeling them. Yeah. To a point where I had to like lie down because my senses was so like, it wasn't overloading. And I want to say this, yeah, because I want to say this properly so people don't think when you do these recreational drugs it's sense overload. It's really not. You definitely, again, you should research and do like and know how much you want to like take and whatever microdosing amount or macrodosing amount you take. That's, I feel like that's a good starting point. But I ain't no little bitch. I took a fucking tab. It wasn't no half. It wasn't no quarter. I'm Big Mama's, and Big Mama's gonna take a tab.
She gonna take the whole thing.
But like, it was amazing. I was like, wow, I can't believe these girlies. Again, people who don't want to do it, don't do it. That's their own prerogative. But like, I was like, shit.
I think for me, it was very much spiritual for me, like a spiritual awakening.
Yeah, real.
Would I do it again? Hell yeah.
Hell yes. I was fucking Raven, having a fucking vision. Like, I was like, wow. And well, first of all, like I was super giddy, like in a very cheerful way. I did feel like I was having more internalized conversations with myself because I felt stripped and unhindered. That I feel like I wouldn't have had if I was sober. And those conversations that I had helped me when I got sober, like when I sobered up, because I was like, oh, I did have that conversation with myself just now on fucking shrooms or LSD, whatever. And some of those conversations have allowed me to really like push forward and have those conversations now while sober because I've had them when I was high. Right. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if you like had that type of.
It's such a different experience on LSD. It was like in a club. It kind of was, but it was just I was just overstimulated. I was overstimulated. Let me explain. So I was going out on a regular night out with friends, and then we run into a friend who happened to be walking by. Complete coincidence, and we were like, "Come with us, come with us." He happened to have LSD. He was currently on acid, and then
was love a girl who's walking by with LSD.
It just happened to me, and I was like, "Oh, I've never done that. Like, let me just." Open your purse.
Yeah, I love a drug.
Open your purse. Let me just try that. And it was like starting to pick up. We were at Hardware Bar, and God, I already hate that bar.
I've never heard of it.
I've never heard of that bar before. You've taken me to some bars that I've never been to, and I've saved them on my phone, but not that one.
No, we haven't.
Okay.
It's a little cramped. The layout is interesting.
Cramped bar in New York City.
No, but that place also has lights like on the, but not just like regular spotlights, like
strobe lights.
Like it's a whole window pane of lights, so they kind of change colors throughout, so they kind of just shine. Okay. Well, anyway, cool, it's cute, but when it starts to become packed and it's shoulder to shoulder and it's hot and sweaty, it's completely different. And they do a smoke machine, and oh my god.
People would be scared here.
I'm telling you, it took so long for it to hit me because I was one of those girls like when you do the edible and you're like, oh,
it didn't hit.
What's this? Let me do another one because it hasn't hit yet. Thank God I didn't do another one because not even 20 minutes later, oh my God, my head started pounding, and then I felt the music, and I like saw the music. I was Britney,
and then you wore the music,
and then I was against the music. Yeah, I was Britney Spears and Madonna, because girl, the music was fighting me, and I was like, ooh. I was like,
girl, let me fight back.
Jesus Christ, oh my God, and I kept getting bumped side to side. It was like a pinball machine.
I would have left.
No, so I literally had to step out for like 2 seconds. I literally had to step out because it was too overstimulating.
That's a really fucked up way to like do. Was that your first time?
And I threw up. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's funny about it? What wasn't funny? I'm sorry that you had like a really less than.
No, I had Taco Bell after, and then I threw up.
Okay, so
Because I did one of the age old mistakes of thinking like, if I eat, I'm gonna feel better.
No.
Yeah. So whatever I was gonna say just now, I'm taking it back because I didn't because I didn't realize that you had Taco Bell after. Yeah. So I was gonna say it's not your fault, but then it was. It was. But I also like you have a shitty experience when you find yourself in crowds or any like high volume.
I guess in my mind I was assuming like this is the kind of crowd you would do these kind of drugs at. No. But isn't that
Yes?
Wouldn't you do like E or Molly in that type?
Yeah,
of
you
crowd?
do. I mean, I have never. Most of the times when I'm doing Molly or any like recreational drug that isn't weed, I definitely make sure that I prefer to be outside. The first time,
Yes.
the first time that I did LSD or any of those like uppers, I was inside just to get an understanding of what it's gonna feel like, and then after that, I'm outside. 'Cause once I understand like what I'm gonna experience, I'm outside, and I think it's much better outside. I mean,
That was me with shrooms.
Yeah.
The second time I did shrooms, instead of being inside, we went outside and we were in like a park, and like we were in Battery Park, and all the dogs kept coming up to us, and it was just like, oh my god, like we had a blast.
That was me microdosing in Prospect Park. First time I ever did shrooms, and thank God I microdosed because we'll talk about the first time I fully did shrooms, which was in this living room. But before that, microdosing in the park was beautiful. I felt everything. I felt the trees move.
yeah,
It's like everything felt amazing. My anxiety was gone. I was saying hi to old ladies on the street.
you never say hi to people. That's correct.
Like as New Yorkers, you don't intentionally say hi to strangers.
Y'all are fucking rude.
No, if you can avoid it.
Rude. But I forgot that we did shrooms in my apartment.
We literally did shrooms on this couch.
Was I
Yeah,
included?
you were here.
I was.
The chicken drinker.
Watching.
That had me.
So
That had me out.
So you don't need to whisper because you don't need to whisper because you also was you were culpable.
I was.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
She's trying not to incriminate herself.
No. I really don't remember. I don't remember.
She's like, was I on?
No, I remember watching it, but I remember us being on shrooms.
We were on shrooms. So let me paint you the picture. I, being the domestic woman, I cooked you guys food. I cooked you guys like I forgot what it was. I think I like make like lemon pepper baked chicken.
Yes, and you complained about it being spicy.
That's always.
Okay, so you're off the show. Never complain about my cooking. First of all, can we just? My cooking is delicious.
It's good. No. I didn't say it was disgusting. It's just too spicy.
I am Caribbean.
Two is crazy. You could have just put spicy. And I would have given it to you because I still don't agree with that. But it was good. But was it good?
It was good. I still ate it.
There you go.
Did you die?
Almost.
But did you die?
Did you die?
Almost.
Okay, but you're still here.
Speaking of drugs, but did you die?
Right. And then we sat down. We had the shrooms in my kitchen, and then we were like, okay, let's just chill a bit. And I think we were like, we're gonna watch The Boyfriend, lovely Netflix show. I hope they get a season 2.
It's coming out soon.
Is it?
Wait, The
Yeah.
Boyfriend has a season?
Season 2.
Wait, is there a season 2?
Yeah.
Is there a trailer about it?
I'm not sure, but it was announced.
Okay.
Let's investigate after this podcast episode. Yeah, because I want to know. So we watched The Boyfriend.
I know we were here like late.
We were here late because at that time I was working that second job, but the shift was at 2 p.m. So I remember at first,
And it was like kind of raining outside.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was so nice.
That's why we stayed
Yes.
here for a
Honestly,
little bit.
I also tried to like make you guys stay.
It was so cute.
No, it was really
Because I
cute.
didn't mind.
Yeah, it
I
was
didn't
so
mind.
cute.
But I feel like I was like overstaying my welcome.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it was 6
Especially
a.m.
knowing,
It was
Especially knowing you had to work.
Yeah, it was 6 a.m. and so a part of me was like, fuck. Yeah, yeah, same. A part of me was like, fuck. These nignogs are still here. They need to go. But I also was remembering that I have work at 2 p.m. So I was like, if I sleep until 12, it's fine. Yeah, we watched The Boyfriend. Adrian was cracking me the fuck up because he was just monopolizing
Once I find one thing
one
that's funny,
thing that's funny. It was it. I was like, girl, who are you? Who are you right now?
it was heinous though.
It was.
The amount of raw chicken blending.
I will never ever get over
Asian Bay.
He is Asian Bay. I will do unspeakable things. That's obviously traditional to Asian culture. But it will be unspeakable.
Traditional unspeakable things.
Traditional unspeakable things to him. And to me.
But would you drink the chicken?
Never. That was disgusting. We would have like if in any universe we got together or like we were like hooking up or something, I would give him no, because I would just be thinking, we saw you drinking that chicken on that show, girl.
Imagine kissing him.
Kissing him.
I'm sorry.
There's always mouthwash.
Like he's watching this. I don't know why he said I was like, I'm sorry.
Sorry you suck, but like we sorry to this. No, put your hand on my body.
That is the one Asian man who just has like full lips.
Yeah.
And like
what Terry means to say is that he's him. Yeah. Usak is him. But it took me out. But yeah, that's a man who drinks chickens.
Drinks chickens with water.
Correct. Selama is correct. Unseasoned.
Unseasoned and raw.
Actually, to be honest, I want to take that back because I think I'll be more concerned if you seasoned it and drank it. Yeah, I think that's unhinged.
Then it's just a salty. It's a Bloody Mary. Like, what is that?
Bloody Chicken Mary.
The seasoned for what? Just to drink it?
Drink it. I think that's more concerning. Yeah, I think I'll be okay with like it's unseasoned. I'm like, okay, these are for clear health reasons. But now
you're just dumping salt into it.
I walked into the kitchen and I see you like adding lemon pepper and like paprika.
When the blender's out?
And the blender's out. And I'm thinking.
To be honest, had he like put tomato juice in it, kind of like a shrimp cocktail, because it's already raw shrimp,
right? Probably some lime.
Yeah, like some type of like flavor,
like a sauce.
But it was just
just chicken and making it taste better. The chicken milkshake.
There's no milk.
Are we talking about what could possibly make it taste better? What about just not doing it?
Yes, but like
just removing the chicken from the equation.
Selama, bring the electric chair. Because
crying.
This.
I just want better for my bae.
Better could be not drinking it.
That's my man, and I'm a stand beside him.
I'm a blend beside him. I'm a blend beside him.
She brought the ninja.
I'm calling the authorities. I'm sorry.
On both of you.
On both of them. Hey. That was my first time, I think, doing shrooms with like friends in New York.
And I feel like that hit me hard.
Okay. You were doing it, right?
Yeah, that was my first time.
Really?
How did it hit you?
It was cute. I was hot.
Yeah, I was hot.
Well, things were moving.
Yeah,
around.
I know the other person who was in here was fanning themselves the whole time.
Yes, because it was hot. I think at that time I didn't have I just moved into my apartment and I had no AC, and I also forgot. We forgot that like psychedelic drugs makes you fucking hot. I forgot I felt that way when I was on acid as well. That and it was during the summer, and I was so glad Toronto only has 1 month of summer, and the rest of it's just fucking winter. So it wasn't that bad when I was experiencing it. But you definitely feel some type of fucking heat. All your clothes, Matter of fact, speaking of heat, I remember when I took LSD in the club, I had to take off my clothes. Not all of it, of course. I had to take off my shirt. And it was the first time, it's funny because I'm such a classy lady. It was the first time I was shirtless in the club. I felt like I was the circuit girls, who's pumping and jumping with their shirt, with their shirt by their but in their pocket, and they're and I was oh my god, I'm Caucasian. But little did you know, I had a good time. Yeah, I will never do. I feel like we talked about this before, but I will never do COCO MONTRESE again.
I've dabbled with her a few times, and every time it's different. But because of the lack of consistency, it just doesn't interest me that much. I'm trying to remember. It's a very occasional thing.
Yeah. I remember when I like did my first. Actually, this was my second bump and hump because I had like my first time doing COCO MONTRESE was in Toronto, and I feel like I didn't really do it per se, or I feel like I didn't do it correctly because like I wasn't like.
The most dramatic thing I've ever seen in my life. The snort, like
That's what they do, girl. I'd be looking at them like, "Are you good?"
it's like, do you want a bump? You're like, okay. Like Jesus.
I'm like, "Are you good, girl?" The second time I did it, like I don't know if you were there with me or you were there with me, right? And like all the lesbians were like, "Let's go in this one stall," and it was like 6 lesbians.
Was that New Year's?
Fuck, I don't think so.
No. Oh, but we did some stuff at that New Year's, the lesbian New Year's.
Yeah, I know, but like the time I think the time I'm referring to is the time I think you were there with me. Yeah, and the lesbians were like, "Do you want to do a bump?" And I was like, "I don't know what you're saying, but like I love you guys, and I hate men. Let's go in the bathroom."
Right.
So it was like 6 lesbians and me, and they were all like bumping it. I don't know,
Bumping that.
yeah,
Party girl.
yeah, they're all 365 putty girl for real. And they were like, "You want to do it?" I'm like, "I just wanted to see what you lesbians do in bathrooms." And that's it. Yeah, I'm just here for the vibe. I just wanted to like, I was like, I see this on like National Geographic, but I wanted to like actually like be a part of it. Like, what do lesbians do when they're in the bathroom together? Ah, I see. I'm gonna go.
So this is the L word.
This is the L word, and I was like, okay, it's fine. But I think my experience was always kind of like subpar, just because I don't know what you're supposed to feel. Like for example, like I've done ketamine, and I've done ketamine like once or twice. It really is once or twice. Didn't feel
Anything.
I'm good with my baselines. And I feel like because I've done it once or twice, I'm less apprehensive about when I'm offered it. But I'm not one of those girls. Not like it's not my forte. But I'm not one of those girls who will be like, "Oh, she does this, she does that." I'm like, okay, like it's, and that's how I felt. Because the second time I did, was that ketamine? The second time I did ketamine was in DR, and like I feel like that was more irresponsible of me. But I was like, this is my 30th birthday. Like I'm hot, like I'm skinny, like people are lifting me up. I'm gonna do ketamine in the bathroom. Like, come on. But then after I got out and I'm just like, whoa, is this ketamine or is this the fucking Spanish, Hispanic, Latinx type of like liquor that I got in my system? Because that was this.
Asbestos?
I don't know what it was, but it was good. I mean, did I vomit? Yes. Did I vomit as bad as other people? No.
Because that was nasty. That was
What?
nasty.
What was going on?
We don't have time for that.
Okay, well,
We will talk about that
BTS.
on the next episode. Maybe, perhaps. Please, yeah, stay tuned. I hope you guys enjoyed us rambling for the last hour
About drugs.
drugs. We're being bad. Who would have thought? Oh my gosh, maybe the next episode we can try to commit to like a British accent. Okay, so I'm not good at British accents. Wow. Well, thank you for watching.
Like, follow, and subscribe. All the info will be here.